Good morning. Thank you very much. I'm Jeff Morin, president of the college, and I'm standing too close. It is with a joyful heart that I get to welcome all of you, graduates, family members, friends, faculty, staff, Board of Trustees members, to this, our 2017 graduation ceremony. You may all be seated. And now, I'm pleased to invite to the podium our MC for the ceremony for today, our Vice President for Academic Affairs, David Martin.
It is indeed a pleasure to be here on this spring day as we gather to honor the achievement of our talented students. We teach and we learn. We do this to change the world and ourselves to make it better. There is something in each of you, a passion, a stirring, a restlessness that brought you here today, to this moment, and the moments we have shared together these past 4 years. That something, that passion, has been burning and churning deep inside you throughout your lifetime. And it will never be extinguished. It is a curiosity, an unquenchable desire, a calling for purpose, your purpose. The world is a fabulous place and our lives are astonishing. They need each other. Each of us holds within us a need to express our particular meaning. That something is not always easy to recognize or understand. That something is not always easily articulated. It is ineffable, meaning that we literally cannot express it or define it through words. It is unspeakable. But it lives within you. And it lives within what you make. We engage in the creative process to better understand what it is that calls to us, what amuses and disturbs and eludes us. We follow that restlessness and that curiosity with passion and desire. We don't work with easily quantifiable products or numbers or widgets. We work in the business of human experience. We work in the in-between zones, in between thought and idea and question, in between what we make and purpose. In between a need to ask and a need to resolve. We work because we have a need to make. We need to know with our hands as well as with our minds. We work in between ourselves and the world and the lives that surround us. And then we return to our curiosity, our questions, our desire, our passion, and our purpose again and again and again. A lifetime of making from that particular something that is yours. We do it to astonish, to entertain, to communicate, to question, to delight, to awaken, and to make our lives better. We do all of this because we want to change ourselves, our lives, the lives of others. And in doing so, we change the world. Graduates, we need you now and we need this something within you. Now let's move on to the student speakers. Every year, MIAD seniors vote to elect 2 students to represent them at this ceremony. It's quite an honor. The students who will speak today are Cody Powers and Sarah Sutterfield. We'll begin with Cody. Cody has earned his BFA with 2 majors, industrial design and in integrated studio arts. Please welcome Cody Powers.
Thank you, David. Hello, MIAD graduating class of 2017. You did it. It's been 4 long, crazy years, and you did it. Hashtag you did it. In approximately 5 days, if I'm lucky, almost none of you will have any memory of what I have said while on the stage. It is truly an honor to steal 6 minutes of the most anticipated and rightfully important days of your life. Every last-minute paper written, every late-night visit to the ER because of a gone-awry X-Acto blade, every narrowly dodged pedal tavern, and let's not forget, even the last few months that have been directly delivered from the depths of hell and graciously named the MIAD senior thesis, has led to this very moment of celebration. So that all is fair and known, today I'm going to attempt to tell you only 2 things. First, a story that contains another story, which is kind of confusing. And secondly, I'm going to wrap it up with a few extremely emotional sentiments and thank yous. But first, a story. When I was a freshman at MIAD 4 years ago, in late October, I planned to take a trip on the high-speed ferry across the lake back to where I grew up, the lovely city of Grand Rapids, Michigan. The trip was necessary to attend my cousin's wedding and surprise my girlfriend at the time, both things back in Michigan. So on this morning of travel, I arrived to the ferry terminal freakishly early per usual. I am met at the door by a ferry worker who has a less than excited look on her face. The ferry worker tells me that the waves are too bad and that no boats will be able to travel for the day, totally derailing my weekend plans of love and celebration. Bummed and dejected, I sit in the ferry terminal for a while, not knowing what to do, until I overhear an older couple talking about their own solutions to this ferry debacle. They tell me they have a car and plan to drive 5 hours through Chicago to West Michigan, my exact destination. After minutes of kind conversation, they offer me a ride in their 1970s VW Beetle. As we start driving south, I find out that they are retired teachers, and I decide it's probably safe enough to fall asleep in the back of their car. Later, I wake up to find that we've already made it through half our trip, so I strike up a conversation with them. They quickly find out that I'm an art student just beginning my studies. Excited by the news of my new chapter in life, the wife says she wants to share a story to guide me during my college experience. The following is the actual exact story she shared with me. And here's how it goes. Once there lived a strange bird with 2 heads, one facing the left and the other facing the right. A crazy-looking bird. These 2 heads used to fight and argue with each other, even for very simple reasons. Though they shared the same body, the 2 heads behaved like rivals. The crazy strange bird lived in a massive tree along the bank of a river. One day, while flying over the river, the left head of the bird saw a beautiful tree that had a bright red fruit. The left head of the bird wanted to eat the fruit, so the bird flew down to pick up the fruit from the tree. The bird plucked up the sweet-smelling fruit and sat by the banks of the river and started eating it. The fruit was eaten by the left head, and while it was eating, the right head asked, "Can you please give me a piece to taste?" The left head said, "See, we have the same stomach, so if I eat it in our mouth, it will go into our stomach. I saw the fruit, and hence I have the right to eat it without sharing with anyone." A few days later, while the birds were flying over the river again, the right head saw a beautiful pink fruit in a tree. The bird flew down near the tree and tried to pick the fruit and eat it. The other birds living in the tree said, "Don't eat it. It's a poisonous fruit. It will kill you." The left head shouted, "Don't eat it. Don't eat it." However, the right head did not listen to the left head. The right head said, "I will eat it because I saw it." You have no right to stop me," the left head shouted. "Please, don't eat it. We will die." The pink fruit was eaten by the right head, and in a few minutes, the strange bird with two heads dropped down and died. After the wife gifted me this tale, I spent weeks, if not years, processing its meaning and deciding how it may or may not pertain to my college experience. However, what I have learned from the strange story and my experience at MIAD is this: every single action in our day has the ability to affect those around us in both detrimental and amazingly positive ways. As you leave this current period of life and transition into the next, be especially sure to fully listen and notice what your impact your decisions make on those closest to you. MIAD has already taught each one of us different ways of listening and observing. So keep pushing that skill, communicate, and create as many positive actions as possible. To close, I want to create one more positive action, and one of the easiest ways to do that is through gratitude. So just for a second, I want each of you of the graduating class of 2017 to take a moment and turn around in your seats and look at your family and friends. So go ahead, look around. Without their uncompromised love and support, there is no way we would be here as a group. All right, easy. We thank you, family and friends, for not thinking we were insane when we said we wanted to study art and design in college. This has been a massive investment in money, time, and patience made by all of you, and it hasn't gone unnoticed. So thank you. Now I want you to feast your eyes on our lovely faculty and staff. They've passionately mentored us for years and have never stopped telling us to chase our dreams as creative people and makers. We recognize the dedication you have for art design, and we thank you for sharing your wisdom and insight with us. We are excited to become your peers and colleagues within the small world of both fine art and design. So we thank you. And now, class of 2017, I want you to look at the people next to you. Over the last 4 or even 5 years, we've been through so much and have grown enormously. Without this community of creative producers, we would not have the priceless experience that makes a MIAD BFA uniquely a MIAD BFA. We are forever connected as fellow graduates of MIAD's graduating class of 2017, and I look forward to seeing many of you out in the world doing what you love to do. Thank you all, and a happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, Cody. And now, Sarah. Sarah Sutterfield has earned her BFA in Integrated Studio Arts. Please welcome Sarah Sutterfield.
family, faculty, staff, and peers. Elle Woods quoted Aristotle in her graduation speech from Harvard. Though I do not find it pertinent to quote an ancient philosopher, I do want to emphasize the character Elle Woods, the protagonist of the 2001 blockbuster comedy, Legally Blonde. As a child, I was enthralled by movies, and one of my favorites was Legally Blonde. So in preparing this speech for what feels like such a momentous occasion, nothing really beats Elle's speech. And you know the genius behind Legally Blonde is that it's posed as a wealthy blonde girl, goes to Harvard to win back her boyfriend who wants to marry a Jackie, not a Marilyn. But really, Elle is a badass who studied fashion merchandising with a 4.0 and goes to Harvard, albeit to win back an undeserving boy, but finds passion in law and becomes valedictorian for Harvard's class of 2004. And so I look to bold and bubbly Elle Woods on a day where it feels like things are ending. But therein lies where your passion drives your inward significance. Passion is a slow-moving force, persistent and unwavering in its cause. In my 4 years at MIAD, I have come to find that passion is the key ingredient to the practice of art and of life. Initially, before we came together as a class, in deciding to attend an art and design college, we recognized our passion. At 17 or 18, we were steadfast in declaring, I am an artist, or I am a designer. In our 4 years, we have engaged with professors, one another, and the Milwaukee community, and are weaving our personal stories. And you sit here today because of your commitment to yourself. Now, MIAD's mission statement, where passion finds purpose, was not part of MIAD's identity when we began school. And as an upperclassman, it did seem a little apparent as a slogan. But as I think about it today, you have driven your passion in pursuit of your purpose. I want to remind each of you that the world in which we exist is shaped and enriched by art and design. I want to reiterate the importance of art and design's purpose within culture. Everything you look at and touch is designed and made, celebrated and witnessed by human genius. That genius sits in this room now. Look all around you. We are the dreamers, the change makers, the visionaries. Be unwavering in your passion because no one else dictates how you live and how you work. In sitting here, know you have already accomplished a major achievement. The past 4 years, you have maintained passion through curiosity, learning, and persistence. Run with that passion, for it's curiosity that brought you here, and as we begin our postgraduate lives, let the curiosity roll over the apprehension and maintain your strong sense of self, looking forward to the prospective futures before us. As my graduation muse ended her speech, so too do I repeat these simple yet potent words. You must always have faith in people, and most importantly, you must always have faith in yourself. Congratulations, class of 2017. We did it!
Thank you, Sarah. Every year, seniors vote to select one faculty member to speak to them and for them at this ceremony. As you can imagine, this selection is quite an honor. This year, seniors have selected Professor James Baraney to be their speaker. Professor Baraney serves as the chair of foundations. He teaches drawing and animation, as well as hybrid courses that blend physical and mental well-being with creativity. James is renowned for challenging his first-year students to stretch themselves beyond their comfort zones, to push themselves beyond familiar ideas and practices of making. Please welcome Professor James Baraney.
Did you really think in picking me, you were gonna get something normal? First slide, please. Graduates, at some point in your life, make a dramatic entrance. Now, what we're gonna do today, because I've exhausted 5 minutes of my speech already, we're gonna give you a condensed version of a faculty speech. But I'm gonna use what we just did as the lesson. Could we do that one more time? Okay? All right. Never be afraid to take that risk to challenge. And when you do, you still may have to jump over the edge. That is going to be something you have to take with you. When Giuseppe Verdi wrote this in 1836 or 5, I have to check my numbers. It's amazing that it became a national standpoint, that this song embedded the entire idea of Italy. And now it's being used as a song of protest when society and or arts funding is being diminished. And I don't care how tremendous or huge you think that is, but I could think of nothing more apropos than to share this song with you today. Next slide, please. Aha. Sing all of the notes as they were intended to be sung. Have you done that in your 4 years? I question, have you taken chance and hold of every possible opportunity, experience that was presented to you? Or did you skip and find a way around things? Now you will have to face this on your own. But mind what I said, because next slide. Forget the notes. What I'm more concerned is that you sing the line that they create. Notes or points create lines, lines create shapes, shapes create forms, and forms create structures, right? You'll probably never think of Val Passero again the same way. The song that we just sang for you, a song of Hebrews who have been exiled from their homeland. And I think of all of you, soon leaving us, yearning to return at one point or another. Let's continue. Next slide, Mark. Language is just part of the problem. Think about the words and know what they mean before you say them. As you may imagine, singing opera is my second career. I know a little Italian. He's right over here. And Maurizio Merle, thank you. When I went to college and wanted to keep singing, mind you, I'm a MIAD alum from '92, I knew no other language. But going into opera forced me to embrace this idea. Now, je ne comprends pas bien la français, schweig, damit's dich niemand warnt. Libera me tu. I can sing in 6 languages. Here's my point in the lesson. Never stop learning. Learning is a lifelong endeavor. You have only begun that process with us for these last 4 years. Every challenge you have will present you the same kinds of challenges that we had given you. Lifelong learning is essential. Next slide, Mark. Maestro only controls the tempo. So we have an Italian maestro in the opera that I perform with the Florentine, and it's amazing. James, the only thing I control is the speed of the production. Everything else is on you. And God bless you if you come to him unprepared. If we're singing in Italian, his initial remarks to you will be in German. Schweizkopf, blah, blah, blah. He goes on. If he goes into Italian and starts criticizing you, you had better pray to God the door is open, because if he gets to English where you can fully understand what he's saying, you don't want to be in the same room. This has only happened to me 1/2 of one time. Now, how prepared are you? How prepared do you still need to become? There's no fairy dust, there's a lot of silk feathers. Be careful when you get up, by the way. But, how can I anoint you any more than that, visually and symbolically? You need to prepare yourselves for the challenges that you have coming. Your lessons aren't done. This thesis exhibition, to me, is the first exhibition in your vitae 10 years from now. Next slide, Mark. Sing the aria the way you would have wanted it sung. I have a mantra. If you've ever been in my class, one of the things I tell all my students is, I teach this to you the way that I would have wanted it taught to myself. You have to redefine and still live within an order and a practice. It's something being chair of foundations gives me nightmares and headaches on a weekly basis. Trying to find a sense of consistency. It's like herding cats or nailing water to the wall. But yet we go forward, and here we are together in this one last moment. But again, this is not a moment of departure, it's a moment of ignition. It's the ethereal space in front of the arrow, as David Martin would say in the most graduate way. It's the space of energy before the object is hit. Mark, next slide. Oh, become an ensemble. I can't tell you how critical it is to think of that. Some of you are soloists, and you will always sing that way, and that is fine. But there's great power to work in collaboration with each other. There were 6 of us right now singing for you. 6 of my dear colleagues from the Florentine Opera. And I love each and every one of them. And I would have had 20, but the budget didn't allow it. But you have to mind the fact that we tried as best we could to listen to each other the best we could so that we would find a sense of balance. That's a difficult thing to do. When Mark Rios came to MIAD a few years ago, I'll never forget one of the things he said. He said, in short, the idea is that he would hire as many people as possible to be part of his entourage. The one rule he puts in place is this: he will not hire 2 of the same individuals. We're not talking identical twins here. If somebody had the exact same skill set or thought process, he wouldn't hire them. Because what he's trying to do is create a sense of unity through intense variety. And I think that's important. Mark, next slide. Ha. This is live theater. Shit will go wrong. At the rake stage in theater, I'm down stage right now, that's up, traditionally, is literally on a rake. It's on a degree angle. And I will not say the name of this or I will be scorned for life, but we did a certain opera called McBee. You can figure out what the rest of that might mean. I will not have bad luck placed upon me. And sure enough, somebody backstage said the whole word of the name of the opera, and we're like, oh, this is gonna be bad. This happened in honest life. The necklace of the king himself came undone, and on it was 1,000 beads. And all of these beads started bouncing like marbles across the stage, and all the ASMs, the backhand stagehands, are doing this. There are marbles on the floor. There are marbles on the floor. So we're on stage kicking them off like this, and you could hear them hitting the orchestra. It was horribly fantastic. But you have to be prepared. There are 4 or 5 things that changed between rehearsal last night and now that we had to deal with. Don't complain, just deal, right? Keep your chin up and use your creative powers and get around it. And think about how it is that you're going to satisfy either yourself or your client. You have to have that attitude. Mark, next slide, please. When you sin, sin boldly. But in theater, what you try to do is learn from that so that you are not cursed to then sin again. Maestro loves triple forte solos that come out of absolutely nowhere because that singer was completely sold on the fact that at that point in time is when they were supposed to start singing. Usually when that happens, he'll do another schluff comment and we'll be on with our lives. But the person who repeats that is destined to be scorned. So, anytime something like this happens to you, any mistake, anything that goes wrong, think about how you can find the positive energy within it. And you're going to have to back up quite a bit and think about that in a metacognitive way, because it's going to be part of the rest of your life. Make the most out of your failures and your mistakes. Don't let them defeat you. Mark, next slide. Bravi tutti! Together we leave. Now, Cody, you rocked it. I love the double head thing that you're talking about before, and you praised everybody. But here's my praise to you. And this comes from the silent generation, and this comes from the greatest generation. It is your duty, it is your obligation to pay it forward. This is what you are to do with your life's energies. Don't stop making. Please, take a pause. You know, even me, I make batches of cookies when I'm in the studio. Woo-hoo-hoo, doing stuff, I got a lot of stuff, and I'm sleeping for a month, and then I'm back at it. We all have different tempos. Find your rhythm, be prepared, and bring to the creative conversation everything that you are capable. And I'm going to tell you right now, you came to us mighty prepared. We helped shape that clay and articulate those moments. Back up your files, be smart about where you put your hazards, and be unbelievably creative in this contribution of life. Thank you.
Thank you, James. We have one more piece of important business to conduct before we proceed to the seniors. Colleges recognize those retired faculty who have achieved a career of excellence in teaching, scholarship, and creative practice by bestowing upon them the rare and distinguished rank of Professor Emerita. Jill Sebastian, could you please come to the podium? Jill, you retired from MIAD last May after 27 years of teaching sculpture and fine arts at MIAD. Before joining MIAD, Jill taught at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, the University of Denver, and the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. In her career as an artist, Jill has been a leader in public art. She has completed 10 public art commissions and projects, including the extraordinary South Campus Union at UW-Madison. She has exhibited work in 95 group exhibits and 21 solo exhibitions, including exhibitions in Los Angeles and New York. Last year, Jill received the 2016 Wisconsin Visual Art Achievement Award, honored by the Museum of Wisconsin Art and the Wisconsin Academy of Sciences, Arts, and Letters. As her colleagues note, it has been a rare gift to work beside Jill, just to listen to her as she talks with students, how she guides a critique, how she challenges and supports her students, how she reaches out to her colleagues and challenges all of us to be our best. We have all benefited from her advice, her insight, and her counsel. We do miss you deeply. But we also know that you continue to be involved in the community as an artist and a leader. Jill, it is a great honor for MIAD to bestow upon you the rank of Professor Emerita. Our next speaker is Robert Nicolay. Bob has served on MIAD's Board of Trustees for 10 years now, serving the last 2 years as board chair. Bob is an exceptional steward for the college. Through his warmth, his graciousness, his love, and his fierce belief in our mission, Bob challenges us every day to be the best MIAD that we can possibly be. Please welcome President of MIAD's Board of Trustees, Bob Nicolay.
Thank you, David, for that warm welcome. I'm going to challenge you all. By you all, I don't mean you all. I mean the administration. The next time I stand up here, if indeed I am asked, to the class of 2018, I'm going to ask in advance the order of the speakers. And I'm going to query why the head of the Board of Trustees has to follow Cody and Sarah and James. Thanks a lot, whoever made that decision. I will get to the bottom of it. I am honored to be here with such a momentous day in your lives, and on behalf of the entire Board of Trustees, to express congratulations on your accomplishments and best wishes for your future. Well done. Now, I know everyone thinks that today is all about the graduates, and for the most part, it is. But I also know that everyone in this room will agree with me that not one of you would be here today if it weren't for the distinguished group of individuals behind me and in the audience. Nice job with that. You just cut 2 sentences out of my speech. So back to you. Or maybe that's what you wanted, but I get back to you. I know you likely have parties and places to be with your families and friends today, so please know my remarks will be brief, and I'm not going to sing, but I do have a few thoughts I'd like to pass on. First, I want to echo sentiments that you have heard frequently during your time at MIAD, and that is you must be true to yourself. Each and every day, I encourage you to hold fast to your values, your beliefs, and respect yourself, your instincts, and your work above all else. Please remember that your passion and your purpose are far more important than any fame or recognition you might ultimately receive in your career. One does not always have to be famous to have joy and contentedness in his or her work. And yes, perhaps even to change the world. Just remember to be true to yourself at every turn, and let your work be driven by a passion to problem solve and innovate for society. Talking about society leads me to my second point, which is to use your work for good in the world. I think there's a theme running through today's speeches in that regard. In other words, giving back whenever you can. For any of us to make a change in the world, to improve society, we need to take time and make time to regularly give back to our community. I don't care if you move to a big city or a small town, or best of all, if you stay right here in Milwaukee. I implore you to use your skills and your talents to help those less fortunate than you. Denzel Washington once said, quote, "At the end of the day, it's not about what you have or even what you've accomplished. It's about who you've lifted up, who you've made better, and what you've given back that matters in life." Please share your wonderful gifts in whatever ways you can, whenever you are able. Finally, today, I ask you to never give up on what you've begun here at MIAD these last several years. Though I know, and you probably have already figured out, there will be days ahead when the going gets tough and things will not be easy. I beg you to hang in there. Because you see, things are never, you just can't ever give up on, like your convictions and ambitions. And most importantly, you must never give up on you. Everyone at MIAD is so proud, and we wish you Godspeed in the days and years ahead. Congratulations to the class of 2017.
Thank you, Robert. Now let's focus on our seniors. You will notice that when they stand and walk across the stage, that each of our graduates will be adorned with a cord. The color of these cords signifies the student's major. This year, we are beginning a new tradition in recognizing student achievement. We have identified 3 categories of academic excellence: summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude. Summa cum laude is the highest level of academic achievement that a student can earn. Those students who earn a cumulative GPA of 3.9 or higher will receive a white cord as they walk across the stage. We have 2 students who have earned the white cord this year. Magna cum laude is the second highest level of academic achievement that students can earn. Those students who earned a cumulative GPA of 3.80 to 3.89 will receive a gold cord as they walk across the stage. Cum laude is the third highest level of academic achievement that students can earn. Those students who earned a cumulative GPA between 3.5 and 3.79 will receive a silver cord as they walk across the stage today. We will honor those students who have reached these levels of achievement first. Now, to call each student forward to receive their degree, please welcome Tony Nowak, MIAD's Dean of Students.
Gotta make sure I can see things. And now for the moment we've all been waiting for. Will the first row of graduates please stand up and come forward? And shall we begin? Madison Lorraine Brady, a major in communication design with minors in illustration and art history, summa cum laude. Reese Anthony Hansen, major in photography, summa cum laude. Olivia LeMay Heckel, major in drawing, minor in art history, magna cum laude. Megan Marie Bethany Mahan, major in illustration, magna cum laude. Cody Powers, majors in industrial design and integrated studio arts, magna cum laude. Emily Elizabeth Surratt, major industrial design, magna cum laude. Ayanna Perry, major integrated studio arts, magna cum laude. Caitlin Marie Teachin, major time-based media, minor illustration, magna cum laude. Ileana Elizabeth Durbin, major communication design, minor in photography, cum laude. Joseph Conway Estrom, major communication design, cum laude. Eric D. Holton, major, communication design, cum laude. Ethan L. Keister, major, communication design, minor in illustration, cum laude. Samantha Erin Shakowski, major, communication design, minor, advertising and sciences, cum laude. Daniela Valle Chavalis, major, communication design, minor, illustration, cum laude. Michael James Gunderson, major, drawing, cum laude. Joshua Douglas Riley, major, drawing, minor, painting, cum laude. Brianna Christine Barnes, major, illustration, minor, communication design and sciences, cum laude. Kelsey Lynn Guyutza, major, illustration, minor, communication design and psychology, cum laude. Hannah E. Hallman, major, illustration, minor, drawing, cum laude. Lauren Elizabeth Cecilia Para, major, illustration, minors in communication design and sciences, cum laude. Emma Lene Pierce, major, illustration, minor, communication design, cum laude. Shannon Elizabeth Smith, major, illustration, minor, communication design, cum laude. Casey Lee Boneth, major, industrial design, cum laude. Sarah Ray Birch, major, industrial design, minor in illustration, cum laude. Connor Robert Correa, major, industrial design, cum laude. Michael E. Colazzo, major, integrated studio arts, cum laude. Somebody's enthusiastic. Sarah Jane Sutterfield, major, integrated studio arts, minor in sculpture and in writing, cum laude. Ariana Kathleen Vaith, major, integrated studio arts, minor in art history, cum laude. Christina Meredith Rasmussen, major, Interior Architecture and Design with a minor in Art History, cum laude. Jayla Cherie Hall, major, painting, cum laude. Haley M. Miller, major, photography, minor, communication design, cum laude. Scott Henry Sheffield, major, photography, minor, art history and in business, cum laude. Claire Alexis Desfour, major, sculpture, minor in writing, cum laude. Abigail Noel Harrison, major, sculpture, cum laude. Tyler Sean Rodenkirk, major, time-based media, cum laude. Laura Mae Vitanzo, major, time-based media, animation, cum laude. Andiana Aguilu, major, communication design. Noah W. Arndt Kelber, major, communication design. Aaron Joseph Sarnecki, major, communication design and printmaking. That would be a cover major. Danny J. Doubleday, major, communication design. Keenan Kendall Edwards, major, communication design. Allison Galarza, major, communication design with a minor in illustration. Cody James Gunderson, major, communication design. Rachel Alice Alfreda Norton, major, drawing. Not here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Miranda Lee Branley. What's happening? You coming around? Did I lose a page? Whoops, my bad. I grabbed two at one time. Just for it. Okay, Cody? Ariel, right.
You will graduate.
Yes. Mea culpa. I get excited up here too, so, you know. Ariel L. Jardine, major communication design, minor in illustration. Grant D. Marr, major communication design. Amalia N. Nelson, major communication design. Ian Edward Powell, major communication design. Lily Rigolato, major communication design. David Albert Small, major communication design. Hannah Elizabeth Strom, major communication design. Ji Hyun Woo, major communication design with a minor in illustration. Now we're back on script. Rachel Ellis Elfrida Norton, major drawing with a minor in art history and another minor in writing. Miranda Lee Brandley, major in illustration, minor communication design. Logan Chitwood, major illustration. Melly J. Engel, major illustration. Julio C. Gaidan, major illustration. Bardaris Hunter Hampton, major illustration. A lot of nice Mother's Day presents today. Natalie Hutcherson, major illustration, minor communication design. Riley J. Meyer, major illustration, minor in sculpture. Bree Christina Nelson, major illustration, minor communication design. Ian O'Connor, major illustration, minor communication design. Cecilia Belen Palacios Munoz, major illustration. Michelle Andrea Sevilla, major illustration with a minor in communication design. Chanel Evelyn White, major illustration, minor communication design. Megan Ellen Winter, major illustration. Melody Zimmerman, major illustration. Christine Carol Carr, major industrial design. Tanya Charles, major industrial design. Miranda M. Digg, major industrial design. Tiffany Doe, major industrial design. Gordon Drummer Getz, major industrial design with a minor in communication design. Megan Marie Heim, major industrial design. Justin Thomas Cornelli, major industrial design. Lana Tomta, major industrial design. Matthew Charles Unger, major industrial design. Marika Nicole Washer, major industrial design with a minor in sculpture. Michael J. Wolowski, major industrial design with a minor in sculpture. Nicholas J. Abendroth, major integrated studio arts, minor in printmaking. Jennifer S. Chelkin, major integrated studio arts with a minor in sculpture. Emily Elizabeth Domke, major integrated studio arts, minor photography. Chloe Danielle Gutman, major integrated studio arts. Daisy O. Koss, major integrated studio arts. Lindsay Elizabeth Palomaki, major integrated studio arts with a minor in writing. Simon Lee Tajero, major integrated studio arts. Christian J. Franzik, major interior architecture and design with a minor in art history. Paige E. Lemley, major, integrated interior architecture and design with a minor in art history. Paige R. Leonard, major, interior architecture and design with a minor in art history. Brianna Lynn Pishin, major, interior architecture and design, minor, art history. Vincente Reynoso Jr., major, interior architecture and design, minor, art history. Karen B. Fishberg, major, painting. Evan Segduyu, major, painting. Erica Lynn Wagner, major, painting with a minor in sculpture. Elizabeth Victoria Avila Neuheisel, major, photography and communication design with a minor in business. Kelly K. Castle, major, photography with a minor in printmaking. J.D. Francis Hohen, major, photography. Rebecca J. Kames, major, photography with a minor in drawing. Laura S. Kelly, major, photography with a minor in communication design. Annika Michelle Kowalik, major, printmaking. Alan J. Lasky, major, printmaking. Renee Aless Martinez, major, printmaking.
The best Mother's Day gift!
A lot of that going around. Courtney Marielle Parbs, major, printmaking. Natalie K. Riccardi, major, printmaking. Alexander Rodriguez, major, printmaking. Lania Brianna Stansbury Sproles, major, printmaking. Allison A. Wiest, major, printmaking with a minor in communication design. Joseph B. Ackrey, major in sculpture with a minor in industrial design. Adriana R. Gilgenbach, major, sculpture with a minor in the sciences. Terrence Jamal Spencer, major, time-based media. Marissa Ashley Cummings, major in time-based media animation with a minor in illustration. Shelley Lynn Farber, major, time-based media animation. Lance C. Gogger, major, time-based media animation. And last and certainly not least, Teresa Marie Kasich, major, time-based media animation.
Not yet. One little piece of business that we have to complete, the conferment of the degree. So, graduates, please stand. Okay, to the families, it's not official until I read this one paragraph. And then we will celebrate again. The Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design, by virtue of the authority vested in the Board of Trustees by the state of Wisconsin, and upon recommendation of the faculty, hereby confers upon you, with all of the honors, rights, and privileges, the Bachelor of Fine Arts degree. Congratulations. So that everybody knows, would you please move your tassels from the right side to the left side? Now we all know. Congratulations, graduates. And now for a brief closing statement. Have a seat. It's not that brief. So, at this time in the ceremony around the country, presidents come to the podium to give a charge to the graduating class. And I've always thought this is kind of bittersweet in a way, because we call this both graduation and commencement. So you've just run a marathon to get to graduation. And today, we ask you to start another marathon by commencing the next stage. The charge. It's simple and it's straightforward. And it's based on our mission to ignite curious minds through art, design, and service. And it's based on what we at MIAD value: courage, integrity, kindness, community, innovation, and inclusion. So my charge to you, alumni, is that you solve one problem. Whether that problem is in your home or in your neighborhood, in your community, or for the greater society. Solve one problem. We know that we have all worked together to ignite that curiosity that you brought with you to MIAD. We know that you are courageous, that you have integrity, that you are kind. You know that we are a community. You know that we value innovation. And you know that we include everyone at the table. So identify one problem, big or small, and solve that. That's your charge. It's sort of like homework. Now, my wish to you, happiness. I wish you happiness. And I wish at the close of the day that you feel that you have led a life well spent. That you really feel those values that you will take with you from MIAD. I said earlier, alumni. You are all alumni of the college now, and you join a larger community of alumni. A couple of days from now, a couple of years, a decade, those tassels will fade. With a little bit of help and work, you will forget senior thesis. So many things will happen, and there is something that no one is going to ask you about in the future. So what was your GPA? What they will ask you, so where'd you go to school? Where is your alma mater? Next week, a decade, 3 decades from now, your alma mater will continue to be MIAD. What does that mean? It's poetic on this weekend, because your alma mater means your nourishing mother. That's what that phrase means. What a beautiful thing to celebrate this weekend, to have you always refer to us as your alma mater. One thing that I would add to that, and one thing that you should expect if MIAD truly is that nurturing experience, you could pick up the phone and call once in a while. You could pick up your email and drop us a line to let you know what you're up to. Because like any caring community, we want to remain connected with you as you go off on this exciting adventure. You will always be from MIAD. And MIAD will always celebrate our ability to claim you as ours. So, that's my wish, that's my charge, and now a little bit of housekeeping. We ask the audience to allow the faculty and the graduates to exit first. Graduates, you will be heading to the Intercontinental Hotel. Families can meet you there. And now, an apology. Each year, our graduates select the music that will be played at the end of the ceremony. We want you in the audience to realize that we on the platform stage had nothing to do with it. So, with the start of the music, we will head off and celebrate all of you. Congratulations.